What up, Giants fans? We have some breaking news to get to, but this is why you subscribe. This is why you hit that big red button. Video number 2 of the day. But when news comes out, me, my producer, Patrick Seatman, we get in the lab and we get you guys a video as soon as possible. And we just crossed over 11,000 subscribers. We did it for Phil Simms. But let's get to 12,000 subscribers. Let's do it for a preseason legend, Davis Webb. Hit that big red button for videos every single day on the latest Giants news and rumors. Welcome into New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. Video number 2 of the day, and it's because we have some breaking news. The Giants, they've had an active day today. Signed some players on the waiver wire, released some guys earlier, put some guys on injured reserve. They signed a veteran DB who we'll talk about in a second, but they also have released their full practice squad, and they also just cut 2 more players. So stick with us. A lot of information to get to. We're going to break it all down. But let's start with the most important news. They've signed Tony Jefferson. Tony Jefferson will be playing football for the New York Giants this year. He has been signed to their practice squad to start, but I believe that he is a guy that will end up on the active 53-man roster as we go into week 1 against the Tennessee Titans. If you want to type F Tennessee in the comments, I'm cool with that. We can get that going. But Mike Garafolo, he broke the news a couple of minutes ago saying the Giants are signing veteran safety Tony Jefferson. He is rejoining DC Wink Matindale. It'll be to the practice squad pending a physical. I believe if he passes the physical, he'll go to the practice squad. Then by week 1, Tony Jefferson will be added to this 53-man roster. And really because the Giants are razor thin at the safety position. When we all woke up this morning, there were just 2 healthy safeties on the roster. But today, right now, we have 4 after all of the moves. Tony Jefferson was signed in free agency. We've been breaking him down. We'll talk about the type of player he is here in a second. But the Giants also signed Jason Pennick, a guy that was cut by the Jets to get down to 53 players on their roster. He cleared waivers. The Giants scooped him up, and now he's going to be wearing the beautiful blue instead of the disgusting green coming into this season. But let's talk about Tony Jefferson, a guy that has pretty much spent his entire career playing under Wink Matindale. He's going to be able to come in and pick up this system very quickly. He's a veteran, just under 30 years old, so he's not too past his prime, but he hasn't played all that much. Just 11 games since the end of the 2018 season. He opted out of the 2020 year due to COVID. Played 6 games last year, 18 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, 1 sack, 1 PBU. His best years were like 2018 when he had 74 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 6 pass breakups. This is a guy that can play strong safety. He'll come in the box, kind of be that dime safety that rolls into the box and plays as a linebacker. He's really good against the run, but not that good against the pass. That's why he's kind of been bouncing around the league, trying to get back on a team, usually with the Ravens. I like Jefferson overall, but at the end of the day, when you get a guy this late in the waiver wire, he's not going to make too much of a difference in the wins and loss column. I like to pick up. Good guy, good locker room guy, a vet, and he knows the system. Makes a lot of sense. Let's just show Tony Jefferson some love. Let's just type TJ in the comments section. Shout out to our TJ. He covers the Ravens. But let's type TJ, show Tony Jefferson some love in the comments right now. By adding Tony Jefferson eventually to the 53-man roster, the Giants have now cut 4 players, but they've already announced that they're going to re-sign 2 of those players. So it sounds like they've just cut 2 of those guys right now. Let's talk about him. Nick Williams, the interior defensive lineman. He was picked up going into training camp, and I thought he had a legit shot to make this roster because he's had some success in the NFL before with the Bears and with the Lions. But unfortunately, he's on the outside looking in when it comes to this Giants 53-man roster. When you take a look at the defensive line depth chart, the way it sits right now, the Giants are kind of thin. I mean, you have O'Shane Ximenez and Tom and Fox as your only 2 outside linebackers that are depth pieces. And then Jihad Ward and the rookie DJ Davidson are your really only 2 interior defensive linemen Depth pieces. Across the front five, you got Kayvon Thibodeau, Leonard Williams, Justin Ellis, Dexter Lawrence, and Azeez Ojulari. And you have enough talent there between Thibodeau, Williams, Lawrence, and Ojulari. But it's the injury bug and the lack of depth that concerns me with this position. You just got to hope that the big dogs eat and carry the rest of this position group. Max Garcia has also been cut by the New York Giants. He was signed in free agency, an interior offensive lineman coming from the Arizona Cardinals. It was pretty funny because the Giants signed Max Garcia coming from the Cardinals, and the Cardinals signed Will Hernandez coming from the New York Giants. So it was essentially a trade, but Max Garcia is not going to make this 53-man roster. And where does that leave the Giants' offensive line? Right now, I don't know who the hell is going to start at left guard. I mean, with Shane Lemieux going on to injured reserve, and you have guys like Ben Bredesen that are hurt, the rookie Marcus McKeithen on injured reserve, Joshua Azudu, I don't know if he's ready to play. You're going to have, obviously, Andrew Thomas, John Feliciano, Mark Lewinsky, and Evan Neal. But could Jack Anderson, the interior offensive lineman the Giants picked up on waivers, find himself starting week 1 for the New York Giants? I hope it's Ben Bredesen. Hopefully he gets healthy. But if not, it definitely could be Jack Anderson. I want everyone to buckle up because the Giants are not done making roster moves. Like we said, they're still thin on the interior defensive line. They could use another corner. They could use another safety. They could use a couple more players, a tight end. Right now, they have 2 healthy tight ends on the roster. The Giants are not done making moves, and that's why you should have your notifications turned on for this channel, because when news breaks, when rumors break, when roster cuts happen, when roster moves happen, we get into the lab and get you guys a video as soon as possible. So turn your notifications on. It's the bell icon right underneath the video. Click it and select all so you get notified every single time we put a video out here on New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. With the NFL season pretty much here, lock us in and hit that big red button as well. Turn on your notifications. Let's ride. I also want to give a shout out to today's proud sportsbook partner, BetUS. If you want to bet on the NFL, bet on the MLB, the Yanks, the Mets, you want to bet on the Knicks, do it with BetUS, chatsports.com/bet. Make sure you use the promo code CHAT125, because when you do those two things, chatsports.com/bet, and you plug in the promo code, they're going to hook you guys up with a 125% deposit bonus. Free money. So you'll have 225 big ones in your account to bet with if you deposit $100. Do so right now and place a bet for opening week against the Titans. The Giants are dogs. Take the money line. Let's ride. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code CHAT125. Last piece on today's show, the Giants, they have announced their full practice squad, and right now it's up to 16 players. Sandro Platzgummer has not been announced on the practice squad. I'm going to quickly look at Twitter, see if I see anything on our guy Sandro. Doesn't look like it, but I 100% anticipate Sandro Platzgummer being added to the practice squad, a guy that's a part of the International Player Pathway Program, which means you're allowed an extra spot on your practice squad. But let's break down who's on it right now. Davis Webb, he's the headliner. Good to have him back. I thought he earned a roster spot. Honestly, I thought he played the best out of any of the quarterbacks for the Giants in preseason, but it's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, and he's going to be on the practice squad with guys like C.J. Board, the undrafted free agent running back out of Florida State, Jashaun Corbin, the undrafted tight end Austin Allen, the offensive lineman Will Holden, the wide receiver Jaylon Moore they signed from the Ravens a couple of days ago, Garrett McGhin, and I always butcher this name, Roy Mbaeteka, who is a part of the International Player Pathway Program as well. I am shocked that Quincy Roche went through waivers, did not get claimed, and he's back with the New York Giants. That's a dub for Joe Schoen. Ryder Anderson, shout out to him out of Katy, Texas. He's a real one. As well as Harrison Hand, Zyon Gilbert, Darren Evans. I have Tony Jefferson on there for now because that's what Garafolo said, but I bet in a couple of days or by week 1, he'll be on the active roster. And then Trenton Thompson and Nate Meters, who I thought earned a practice squad with his play during the preseason, but he's going to be on the practice squad. And if injuries happen in the secondary, I could easily see Nate Meters as a guy that gets called up. A lot of information in today's show. Video number 2, and we do it for the real one. So if you made it this far in video number 2 of the day, drop a real one in the comment section so I can know that you're a real one.